Hey everybody, it's Granny73 and happy Sunday. It's a gorgeous day here where I'm living and it's -2. If you can believe that, it's pathetic, I know. When we are saying -2 is gorgeous out, it just goes to show you how much freaking cold weather we've had. Here in Ontario, we have broken records this year, so I'm happy to see the sunshine, and I'm happy to see that it's not like freezing cold. I have 2 sick people in my house today, and I just got a minute to myself, so I decided that I was gonna do some modeling clay stuff and relax and drink some tea. My middle son Ryan has moved in with us for a little bit, and this morning he got up and he was throwing up. And we've had this already go through the house. Everybody was sick. You've seen it in another video. And I thought I'd gotten rid of it. I'd gone through the whole house with Javex and sterilized everything, every surface, every doorknob, even the floors. Opened all my windows, aired out my house, and he was here a day and he got sick. So obviously it wasn't gone. I just got word that my granddaughter Scarlett is also sick. So that's the one I've been babysitting for my daughter. So it should be a fun week. So today I'm going to do something that I want to do, because come tomorrow, probably even later on today when my son actually wakes up, because I had to make him lay down. He's 21 years old, so anybody has a kid that age, I mean, he's not a kid anymore, and he's at the age where he's a man, and but when he's sick, he's still mommy's little boy. But they're stubborn as hell when they're that age. It's hard. You can't just convince them to lay down. No, I'm good. You know, they're trying to be tough, but at the same time they go, Mom, can I have some soup? You know, like, so. It's a terrible thing to say, but it's the days I live for, because at this stage in my life, when all my kids are in their 20s, I'm not needed that much anymore. And when they get sick is the only time they actually, it seems like none of my kids live at home until just recently. And it seems like when they get sick, they just flock to my house. And Mom, do you have something for this? And Mom, do you have something for that? Because they know that I do all the herbal stuff, and I'm free. You know, I don't charge money for the pharmacy, right? So they'll come to me, and it works. Like, I make garlic syrup. I've been making my boyfriend, who's now hacking up a lung, drink it 2 to 3 times a day, and he hates it. He absolutely hates it. I've never heard anybody whine so much over drinking something, and he's taken Buckley's and not made so much of a fuss. I think it's all in his head. It's sugar, ginger, garlic, a little bit of vodka. I mean, come on. It might as well be a hot toddy. It's all in his head. So, anyways, that's been my last 12 hours. So today I'm relaxing, and I've just opened up my clay, and I'm going to start doing some crafting stuff. Now, I don't know if you've ever worked with this clay. I've had the opportunity to work with it just one other time, and I had no problems with it. Like, it slices through really easy. See, take a butter knife and just slice it down. You can work with it really well. It's very soft, and it's easy to store. I put mine back in this tin foil, wrapped it in some saran wrap, and put it in the fridge, and it lasted in there for months when I was done playing with it the first time. So, you know, and a little tiny tub of water so that I can dip my fingers in, and a piece of paper to lay my crafts on after I'm done, so that they can dry. I'm not sure. Sorry, my toe is itchy. I'm not sure if I'm going to be firing these clays in my oven, because I don't want to heat up the house too much. I want the germs in the house to die, so I've turned all the heat down, and I've got all the windows open, and everything's cold in here, and that's why I'm wearing my sweater today. I mean, it's not cold, but it's cool. So, and you know, if you know anything about germs, germs don't like the cold. Germs thrive in hot, moist environments. So I don't want to make it easy for them. So today I'm making some pentacle charms and some star stuff. I don't know, I really don't know what kind of an star we're going to have this year, because everybody's kind of scattered to the four winds. But I'm determined that we're going to do something. And I like to get with my little planters that I showed in another video, with some seeds started in those, which I'm probably going to do today too. On days like today, I like to keep busy. If I sit down, I'll fall asleep, and I don't want to do that, because then I've got people yelling at me, Mom, Hon, I need something, I need this, I need that. Well, so if I keep busy, I don't fall asleep, and I'm here. So what I want to do, and what I'm doing right now, is I'm making an edge on my little medallion thing. And you can do like imprints on these. It's very, very soft clay. So if you decided, say, to get, what do I got here? I don't have anything, but get one of these, and you can draw a pentagram on here, and then you can use this on your altar, or you can take it and you can give it to a friend if you have somebody who has moved into a new home. And it is customary to give a plant, usually, like a living thing. But if you have a Wiccan friend who's just moved into a new home, the tradition that I grew up with is that if you move from one home to another, and most witches make their own tools back then, because we didn't have New Age shops readily available to us that we could just go to. And so the people in the community who were also Wiccan and were privy to knowing that you were too, would make you little gifts, little housewarming gifts. And it would come in kind of like a little basket. And in that basket there'd be salt. And salt to make sure that your life always had spice and was never dull. Bread to make sure you never went hungry. A plant to make sure that there was beauty always surrounding your home. And then something that was made like a pentagram for protection, to make sure that everybody in the home was protected. A lot of the times it would be mundane stuff that didn't really look witchy, just kind of like, wind chimes made from clay, or broken pieces of bottle or silverware, stuff that you could hang by the windows and the doors that would keep evil away. The noise was said in some traditions to bring fairies to the garden to help the garden grow. In other traditions, it was there to ward off evil spirits, and the noise confused the evil spirits and made them go away. I actually like the fairy story better, because I like the idea of fairies being in my garden. When I lived in the house, whenever I went outside and I found little toadstool rings, I actually have pictures on another disc. And little toadstool rings all over my yard. I would tell my granddaughter Scarlett, "Look, the fairies have been in Grandma's yard, and they're dancing to make the flowers grow." And she just would go out into my yard and start dancing. Of course, I had to stop her from picking the toadstools because they're poisonous. And plus, you never let a child go into a fairy ring. That's how you lose your child. In the fairy tradition, the fairies like to take the human children and replace them with changelings. And it was said that if a child played in a fairy door or fairy ring, then they became forfeit to fairy kingdom, and there was nothing you could do about it. So that is, in my opinion, not a very nice story, but every child who lived in fairy for 7 years and got rewarded for that 7 years. They usually came back having some kind of really great gift, musical, artistic, or magical gift. And they were always returned. It was always usually 7 years. The child would be gone. So they're not bad stories. It's not like the children were misused or anything or hurt. And that, sometimes fairies did punish humans for treading on fairy rings and not being respectful of nature and stuff like that. Or they say if you piss off the wee folk, and you're a farmer, all of your livestock will die, or all of your crops will wither, and you'll never grow good things in your garden again. So, excuse me. The fairy stories were something that we learned a lot about when I was a kid, because there's Irish in our family. And in Ireland, these were cautionary tales to children not to wander off and mess around in the woods, because kids got lost in the woods, right? So I'll just show you what I'm doing here. I'm making the goddess spirals. I'm making both one widdershins and one docile, and then I'm gonna put a little hole in here in the top so that I can put a string through. I might make these into a mobile or something, like with the pentagram. If you remember the pentagram hanging thing for hanging herbs that was on Witchcraftin', I might use that and make this into a mobile for my granddaughter. So that would mean that I'm going to put it in the oven. When you air dry clay, sometimes it can be they'll chip and stuff, but if you put it in the oven on a low heat, 250 usually, for about 30 minutes to an hour, and let them cook through, they go to almost like stone. So anyways, so that's all I'm doing today, and I'm probably gonna, excuse me, went out and bought some nectarines at the grocery store, and I kept the pits, and I am gonna start those. But I have an 18 pack, the paper carton, and I use these to start my seeds, as you've seen in other videos. But I also keep, I keep as much of this as possible, and I reuse it for crafting. Sometimes I'll use it for dumping my paints in instead of wasting, like I don't have a plate or anything that I just dump paint into. Excuse me. But usually I use these for planting because they're great. You don't need any newspaper or anything like that. You just wet the paper. It holds the water really well, and then you can put the whole thing in the ground and it'll compost. So it's perfect for thrifty witches who want to be eco-friendly. Anyways, as I said, that's everything for today. That's all I'm doing, and I will keep you guys updated on my love charm. Right now it's sitting on my thing, and I haven't gotten the candles because I just didn't feel up to it today. I've been taking care of sick people all night, and knowing me, I'll probably end up sick again. So wish me well, everybody. Have a great day, and I hope wherever you are it's sunny and bright, and blessed be.